First of all, I would like to say thank you for this opportunity to speak today for the hydrogen roadmap. Let me introduce three persons on my side. We have Mr. Tansi Abdul Halim, we have Datu Visan, and then we have Ms. Van. Ms. Van is my strategic chief officer. That means she knows everything about the company, everything we do. The reason I brought in Tansi and Datu Visan is that they are part of this. They have been with us to Maida, they have been with us to several areas in Malaysia where we want to put up hydrogen and methanol power plants. So this is the reason why I brought them. So I have prepared a small presentation where we will start the presentation. First of all, welcome to Equator Holding Berhad. In Equator Holding Berhad, we have 9 subsidiaries. They are all owned by foreign investors, Switzerland, Denmark, mostly. And we are a company who is based here in Malaysia and run by Malaysian people and me. Next. To tell a story where we come from. We planned this for nearly 5 years. And when you make a roadmap in our world, that means we make a strategic roadmap. The why comes to our attention. Why do we want to do it? And then the how to do it. In this case here, the why comes first. Why do we want to do it? Our 5 years hydrogen planning will be ended by this year, the 31st of December. But then we will achieve our target of producing hydrogen, the world's future most valuable commodity. By saying this, we have always focusing on doing a circular environment. It means that we have what it takes to produce the hydrogen, to make it more valuable. Our first power are from our own renewable sources. With our in-house renewable energy technology, we are the competitive level to produce valuable green hydrogen. So there's only one hydrogen. There's no green, there's no black, there's no gray, there's no blue. There's only one hydrogen. But we believe in our circular environment that hydrogen must be produced by renewable power. This is why it takes 5 years to come where we are today, because of the renewable power. Next. Definitions. There are many kinds of definitions, but many of these definitions is based on people's emotions or their business. But the definition is based on Google and Wikipedia. Renewable energy that is collected from renewable sources which are naturally replenished on human timescale, such as sunlight, wind, rain, tides, waves, and geothermal heat. It means this is what God created for us. Green energy. Energy that can be extracted, generated, and or consumed without any significant negative impact to the environment. The planet has natural capacity to recover, which means the pollution does not go beyond the capability, can be still termed green. That means, in our case, we go further than this. By going further, we believe that the systems who generate the energy to produce hydrogen must go into a circular environment. That means our wind turbines must be able to be recycled. Our storage must be able to be recycled. Our standalone hydro must be able to be recycled. If not, we're just polluting like anything else. Next. Equator and the Sustainable Energy Plant. The energy plan is set up for the full purpose, the full picture, where Equator is the company that holds the system, the patent and the IP right. To secure the future, to secure a steady, sustainable energy source, 100% CO2 free. Normally, I have a lot of enemies in the solar world because they say, oh, solar can do this. Solar can do only a part of it, if solar is taken into storage. That means we are talking about here energy who goes 24/7. This is why sustainable energy plant. If we don't have power 24/7, we will still need coal, gas and similar. Me is one of the founders of the Sustainable Energy Plant, SEP. Equator Holding by Heart specialized in the production of alternative energy. We aim to use the combined energies of the wind, the heat, the water in one unit. A unique combined system that is not available anywhere else in the world. These systems here is built in Malaysia. They are designed anywhere else, somewhere else, but they are built here in Malaysia. This unique technology developed in Denmark and now forms an integral part of the alternative and renewable energy sources, which produces safe, reliable and increasable clean electricity for power generation in Asian countries. Our vision is to help to make a positive contribution to the current and future infrastructure of the world. The Sustainable Energy Plan is an interdisciplinary and interactive of the Equator Group to solve pressing need for electricity and water, delivering the most reliable, safe and best performing storage solutions for the utility industry. Storage is the key word for this roadmap. If you don't have storage, you have nothing. Technology is a vital step in reducing the impact of the climate change, providing a more secure future for the environment, public health, and the well-being of the future generation. Producing power from renewable energy does not cost a fortune. There's no charge of water from rain, tide from the sea, or wind. The power produced is somehow valuable. It means that it is time now to look into how many options of renewable energy there are and then storage it. It can be done. Because we are setting a new roadmap for hydrogen. Like I said, I'm honest that the Equator is a part of this. We don't belong in the same league as Petronas and TNP, although we actually do. Of course, both of them actually want our technologies. So maybe it is fair that we are here. Next. Everything we do is about the environment. Our systems is based to give the power to everybody, to give water to everybody, without harming any environment. I will never dare to cut down the forest, to burn everything and then put up solar cells. Never ever in my life. Because for me, it is the wrong way of doing it. The ocean, the forest, is the one who cleans the CO2. The wildlife live there. At the end of the day, why make something worse when we already have the possibilities of making it good? Next. Strategic placement is everything. Let me give you an example from the solar world. You cut down the forest, you plow everything, you move the elephants to other areas, you kill the tigers, monkeys, everything. Then you build a solar power plant. At the same time, you have thousands of high-rising units with no solar on the roof. The power is needed, but why don't we actually make a strategic placement? It means be there, be near. Saving on the high-cost power delivery, minimizing the investment for power transfer cable and facilities. Small footprint with high yield, maximizing space for efficiency energy production. Intelligent placement, able to deliver power as and where it is needed. Don't you find it strange that we put up big facilities here and there, and then we spend billions of moving the power from A to B? Where if we actually scale it down, we can have a lot of small units. Safer, it's better for the environment, and it's also at the same time easier to service and maintain. So strategic placement. Next. The next one is minimal spacing. It means that when you want to produce energy, you have to look into what is the footprint, square meter, and at the end, how much do I get out of it? Minimal spacing means that when Ms. Van's internet starts working again, means that you can get 40 kilowatt out of 1.4 square meter with our systems. For 1.4 square meter with solar, you can get 200 watt. It means that minimal spacing is everything. So when you are going to make a footprint for hydrogen, you have to make sure that you don't harm the environment. You have to make sure that the systems are being put up can storage the energy so it can run 24/7. And the same systems do not take down the national resources, forest, etc. Next. Our systems are built to preserve the nature and the farmland. Plants and trees are the national carbon capture tools. Leave the land and the nature as it should be. A windmill is suitable anywhere, be it on the farmland, rural or mountains landscape. One location, two outcome. Sharing the same space in producing food and power. What I'm trying to say is, again, don't use farmland to put up a solar panel to make hydrogen just for the money. You guys are making a roadmap. You have to think the nature, you have to think the environment into this. Like I started to say, there's no such things as green hydrogen, blue, gray or black. It is only hydrogen. But it's the way it's being produced who actually give us the benefit of what we can do and what Malaysia can achieve by going this way. More greens for the environment. Will be able to reduce carbon emission naturally if we do not sacrifice our nature for polluting energy production systems. Again, when I read one of the articles that you want to take, not you guys, but Malaysia wish to use a gas power plant to make it up and running, take it out of the PPA system, and use 329 gas turbines, megawatt gas turbines, to turn it into hydrogen. Sorry. Natural gas holds 55% of emission fuels. It means it's polluting more than actually just having an electric car. Next. Go small. Meaning go small is put up systems here, there and everywhere. You don't need to put up one big power plant and then move it somewhere. Go small. It's easy to maintain. is easy to reach. It's easy to install it at any location. At the same time, it fits everywhere where the power is needed. That means in this case here, I can literally bring the source of production of hydrogen into any environment, any community, and produce hydrogen 24/7. It don't need to come from a huge facility. Small is better. Next. Some of you will ask, yes, it's very good. Wind turbines is a part of it. Yes. I come from a country where we grow the wind turbines by the acre. It means I'm Danish. Vestas is Danish. Siemens Gamesa is half Danish. It means that at the end of the day, of course, wind is something to achieve for. I started to say that I don't understand why there are no solar panels on the rooftop of the high-rise. We have today wind data loggers on many high-rising in Malaysia. We can see that you have up to 16 hours a day of suitable wind to produce hydrogen, to produce power. So just remember this. The sun is only up, regarding to Malaysia's statistic, 285 days a year, 3 hours a day. But regarding to Malaysia's statistic and TNB, wind in high rising is nearly 16 hours a day, and it's suitable wind to actually make hydrogen. Next. If you want to produce something green, you have to start and end in a green manner. I normally say to people I meet on the street, if they throw garbage on the street and the children are with them, I stop them and I say to the parents, sorry, education starts at home. The mother and father look at me like, what are you talking about? Sorry. If the children see you throw the garbage on the street, the children will do the same. Then they understand it most times and they pick it up. In this case here, if you wish to produce something green, the process should start and end in a green manner. For instance, at Equator, the life cycle of our systems, the raw material that we are using is reusable at the end life. The production, low CO2 equipment. Transportation, cheap and low CO2 footprint. Installation, fast and easy, no heavy machineries. End of the life disposal, recycle and no landfills. 2 years ago, I was a part of a think tank for the previous Minister of Energy regarding what to do with the solar panels when they're finished. We tried to shred them, we tried to vaporize, we tried to do many things. At the end, SEDA didn't have the solution, Mestec didn't have the solution, so they buried only broken solar panels. Brand new, never been used, but they're broken. 500 tons in landfill here in Peninsula. It means that, where the green in that? Where the green in 15 years when the solar panels need to be changed? Where is the green? Are we hoping that somebody else will solve it? No. You have to have a plan for it when you make a roadmap. Next. Lifespan is everything. Our sustainable energy plan can last as long as 25 to 30 years. You need to service, you need to maintain it. Of course you need. Your own car, you need to service and maintenance. If you don't do, it breaks down. Sustainability and environmentally friendly energy is persistent in green energy generation. It means that we have to think, when we make a roadmap, we have to think how we get there, how we end this. We have to think. Please remember, This is our company profile that I'm reading from. This is what we are living now on nearly 5 years. Next. When you have power, you have everything. Without power, most people, they will probably die or jump out the window. I normally say when I have ministers or I visit ministers from all over Southeast Asia, imagine you come home in your high-rise apartment in the evening. You have no aircon, you have no fan, there's no electricity, so you're only sitting in the dark at 7:30. They're all laughing, oh, we all have power. Actually not. This is what people don't understand. When you have electricity, you have everything. Power, green, renewable and sustainable power within reach. You can call your friends, you can get clean water. We take clean water for granted. Actually, when I shower this morning, I noticed that the water coming out of my shower head was stinking of chlorine. It means that the water is not clean. It smells of chlorine. It still sits in my pores. It's not good. So at the end of the day, when you have electricity, you can move water to other people. Transportation mode in electric vehicles. Pure energy for electric transmission that will prolong our Mother Earth's environment. Meaning, you're making a roadmap for the future of transport. We make, and you will see it later in this presentation, a pump station where one part of the station is giving electricity to the EV car, and the other pump station actually give liquid hydrogen. Again, because of the first power. Power storage in the future, very high possibility. That means storage the power and you make hydrogen. Next. Carbon credit. By producing energy with no CO2 emission and you're not a part of LSS system, you are actually entitled to carbon credit. By the World Bank, everybody who produce green energy, they will get a certificate from TUV Malaysia. With that certificate they can sell on the open market and they can get money from it. This is huge business, gentlemen. When you want to produce hydrogen and the source is green, the extra income is carbon credit. Next. I'm going to show you what we have. All these systems here are being manufactured on a regular basis, on a daily basis, here at our free factories. It's being programmed at our free offices here in Kuala Lumpur. This is technology that we have built. We have the IP rights, we have the patent rights. Next. A standalone micro hydro system. It is a system that gives power 24/7. It is a system that is 100% green. We collect the rainwater, put it into a reservoir. When we want to run the system, the water is being pumped up and down, up and down. Along the way, it matches a long line of permanent magnet generators, and then we collect the power along the way. The function rate of this is 4.2. Function rate of solar is only 0.7. It means that this one here runs 24/7. Next. Our vertical wind turbine. In front of my own office, I have one. In front of our wind turbine, We are setting up one now. The thing is, a vertical wind turbine can have the same square meter as a horizontal, give the same outcome, it's just vertical. It means that it is more friendly for animals. It doesn't make the same noise when the big blades, they go. This one here have zero noise. Some people say, oh, it's not nice. I will say, sorry, a coal power plant is not nice. So we have to look into what do we get. In this case, we get a vertical wind turbine that operates as low as 2.3 meter per second. 2.3 meter per second is nothing. Next. Storage is everything. When you have storage, you literally have the power. Storage is not lithium-ion batteries. Lithium-ion batteries are very useful for smartphones, for our watches. Besides that, lithium-ion batteries should never be used to hold large power. The reason for this is the cobalt comes from DR Congo. DR Congo is forcing children into the mines to collect this. Normally I ask the ministers when they come here, or their advisors, do you want to send your own child into these mines? All of them say, no, of course not. So why should we ask other people's children to do it if we don't want our own children to do it? So for this, we built here redox flow battery and compressed air batteries. It means that by doing this, you get something that is better than lithium. You can charge and discharge the vanadium redox flow battery up to 20,000 times, where if it is a lithium, 700 to 900 times. Again, the circular environment is, there's no recognized way to get rid of lithium iron. It ends up at landfill or being burned, so it just pollutes more. Where actually vanadium batteries or compressed air is very easy to neutralize. Very easy. Next. The compressed air. I have seen many synergy biogas systems in Malaysia, and I ask every time, why the hell don't you build a similar system where you storage the air? By having a huge area like a football field who is rising up because of the gas, why don't you change it? So you collect the gas when you use it. They're still looking into it. We're still working on it. But for our case, compressed air is what we have today. We compress the air at about 400 bar and we release it under a pressure, and then we reuse it again. It means that we can actually capture, like you do in a boiler plant, nearly 50% of the used energy, compact the molecules again and set up. It means that compressed air storage is the way ahead if you wish to produce hydrogen, because you will always have the power 24/7. Next. Hydrogen and methanol. In my world, you cannot say hydrogen without methanol. You cannot say methanol without hydrogen. They need each other. The future of the fuel starts with hydrogen. Hydrogen and energy have a long shared history. It was discovered 113 years ago. A Danish guy was a part of it. We are now grabbing the opportunity that supplying hydrogen to industrial has become a major business around the world. The demand has grown tremendously and will continue. We turn hydrogen as a source for energy. In the future, hydrogen can be synthesized with CO2 from methanol production, which will open new doors for the sustainable generation of chemicals and fuels. It will be the way we could eliminate the carbon destruction of the environment. What I'm saying is, one of the next slides, you will get a little bit surprised how easy it actually is to combine hydrogen and methanol, and how easy it is to make it. Next. In our system, we have water treatment. The reason why I'm showing that we have water treatment is because our water treatment system runs on our storage. But I'm also saying that I can take any dirty water and turn it into hydrogen. Any. I don't need clean water from anybody. I can make the water myself. Again, there's water shortage in the world today. So why take the purest of the purest water and turn it into hydrogen? I should take filthy river polluted water, treat it, and then use the clean water from that for my hydrogen. Next. When you clean the water, you get a lot of crap in the water. This crap is actually what I eat every day. It means I have a vertical hydroponic farm next to our filter. I grow a lot of food. The food I give out to the shelters, to orphanage, poor people for free. I have 700 potholes just in this filter system. What I'm saying is, don't use clean water for hydrogen. Clean water is for drinking and showering. Take the dirty water in the river, clean it. When you clean it, you get a side product. It's called urban farming. It's called food. Next. The next one is one of the things that we get a lot of credit for, a lot. Maersk, which is the largest shipping and container unit in the world. It is Danish, of course. They have started ocean cleanup. Ocean cleanup is to collect all the plastic in the ocean. Our system here is to turn the plastic into oil. Follow me a little bit in this. You go into the ocean, you dig for oil, you drill for oil. You find the oil, the raw oil, you pump it up, and then you split it into several different ways. One of the ways is plastic bottles, flip-flops, cheap products made in China, all from oil. So we have spent nearly 2 years to take the plastic, to turn it into syngas. All of you have a background in chemistry. This is why you're here. So it also means that you know, if I wish to make methanol in the future, I need the CO2 or I need the syngas. By doing this, I turn the plastic, who is in the landfill of Malaysia, the rivers of Malaysia, everywhere in Malaysia and Southeast Asia, and turn it into oil. We do that already today at Edwards. Next. I started to say that this is a stretch of 5 years. The shareholders agreed to it, and we are there now. This is our hydrogen plan. Next. The question is always, why do we do it? Why do we come up with a solution for the world? Why do we even try to assist others? Why don't we just take the money and run? The philosophy for the shareholders are, this is not what we wish to leave when we leave this world. It means that at the end of the day, the why is the question. For the why in this means that, why are we making this roadmap? What is it we wish to achieve? What is it we wish to have at the end of the day? Many people will say money. We can get $2.5 per liter. I will say the reason why we are doing this is because we want to have a better world to live in. At the moment, we are trying to get people to Mars, to live to Mars. I'm normally saying, why don't we just try to clean up the planet we actually live on so we can live here? There's no need to destroy this one and then move on. First, green power will always come from storage. To producing green hydrogen for the market should be the way to move forward in order to save the environment and to earn the best market pricing. Remember, I started to say there's only one kind of hydrogen. Some people say, oh, it's green, it's blue, it's gray, it's black. No, it's only hydrogen. So, when you have the best intentions to do hydrogen, one of the ways is to make sure we get the best pricing. This is where green is the way to go forward. Power that comes from energy storage systems are suitable to run the green hydrogen production process. It means that attach the main source to storage from hydro, wind system, geothermal, or even solar power. Because at the end of the day, when you put all the renewable power into storage, you can plan your hydrogen production regarding to your storage. Next. Transporting the hydrogen from one end to another are costly. Though with the locality ecosystem, transportation cost is reduced as well as saving the carbon dioxide emission. Remember what I said earlier in this presentation. Go small, make it local. With our locality ecosystem, a hydrogen production facility can be set up in container cabin module. Listen what I said. Today you have a similar system for the gas cars, the gas lorries. Each gasoline station have compressed gas. Make a similar system for the hydrogen. Today you can carry hydrogen at 750 bar in rapid containers. It means that they are extremely safe. They are used in the Navy, they are used in the Army. By having this technology, you use it locally on trucks who runs on hydrogen. By having that, you use and you copy the system of the national gas system roadmap you have today. Just change it into hydrogen. Next. The future planned for the environment is fuel cells. Fuel cell will be the way towards widespread commercializing within the automotive market. A few years ago, I listened to your ex-Prime Minister, Dr. Tun Mahathir, saying that he wanted a hybrid. And I was like, why the hell do you want a hybrid based on gasoline and electricity? Why don't you make a hybrid based on electricity and fuel cell? I actually believe that was what he meant, but maybe the people around him wasn't sure of this. But you guys are here today to make this roadmap. That means you need to look into how you get the fuel out, how you get the cars to run it, the lorries to run it. With our location ecosystem, you can actually do everything everywhere. That means all refuel stations could have a module that produces the hydrogen locally, which will contribute to lowering the cost. Copy the gas system you have today, then you can do it. Next. Here's a real picture of our electric car charger and our hydrogen pump. It exists, it works. It is easy to cool down the hydrogen for a local station. It doesn't need that much facility. Next. Our technology can contribute to a greener environment. This is not only I, this is we. But since this is our company and company profile, of course the I is bigger than the we just now. But the thing is, you guys are making a roadmap. This roadmap has to be thought very through. The video you're going to see will probably change your mind of what you are doing. Next.
The climate clock is ticking. We are not far from total disaster. It's time for all of us to act, to save our precious planet. In Malaysia, we are doing just that. We're Elquator, and we have designed and created a renewable energy system unlike any other. Currently, all grid power is produced from coal and gas. The unutilized power that's not used ends up contributing to the increase of CO2. With our system, by keeping the surplus power, CO2 is not produced over and over again. Not only that, our system makes use of the existing energy in the grid and turns the excess into new, clean fuel. Here's how it works. Spinning reserve power from the grid is captured into Elquator's energy storage system. The stored energy is kept over and over time, increasing during its storage. Whenever there is higher demand, energy that is stored is released for distribution. And here's the clever bit. If not utilized, the energy can be turned into hydrogen and methanols for future uses as fuel. As you can see, this process saves the energy that we lose when it is not utilized and instead disappears into thin air. Our renewable energy storage system consists of either flow battery or compressed air and is incredibly easy to set up. We are the only company in Malaysia that has this capability and can provide this invaluable, totally green, planet-saving service. The catastrophic climate situation needs resolving. Together, we can. Elquator. Get in touch now to join our green revolution.
The video here is made 2.5 years ago. The video here say very clearly, you already have the raw material, but none of you are using it. Because all of you is only focusing on I. That means today Malaysia have a surplus average every hour for about 5,000 megawatt. The surplus should be captured and turned into hydrogen and methanol. We have been trying to enlighten the politicians about this the last 2.5 years. Because at the end of the day, you have a lot of power who is actually produced by coal and gas. You have a lot of power who is not being utilized. You are paying for a spinning reserve just to stand by 20% of the day for no use. So we came up with a system where we actually capture the surplus. We take the power, we storage the power in huge air pockets. An air pocket at the same size like a football field and 12 meters high with compression of air. That means when you need it, you just let it go, exactly like a gas or steam turbine. So for this one here, use the surplus. The surplus is there today. You can go into TNB, you can go into single buyer. You can see actually on the minute how big an extra capacity there is. Since the internet is now interrupting a little bit, I can tell you that the today's forecast is 18,467 megawatt per hour. The highest demand they estimate to 18,808. The current installed capacity is 25,152,446, where 2,800 of this is actually renewable power. It means that you have a lot of surplus in the system already. Capture and turn it into hydrogen. Let me give you a business example from my book. Malaysia is extremely strategic placed for hydrogen and methanol. Extremely. This is why we moved here 5 years ago to make this. Because Malaysia is halfway around the world from mainland China to the rest of the world. They need to bunker fuel either in Singapore or in Johor Bahru. For instance, the Danish ship industries, Unifeeder, Clipper Group, DFDS and Maersk, they are all changing their vessels over the next 4 to 7 years. We are talking about more than 2,000 vessels. It's been changed to run on methanol. It means they need to bunker in Malaysia. By being Danish, of course, we use this, of course. But Malaysia is a strategic place for transport logistics. That means all the hydrogen, all the methanol that can be produced from this surplus is very easy to sell. Very easy. This was all from us. This is all from me. Please remember, you guys, you have the power to make this book as green as possible. Don't run a gas turbine who's already shut down because it's polluting, because somebody wished to make money. No. You already have a lot of surplus. Capture the surplus and turn it into hydrogen. You already have 2,800 megawatt renewable energy systems, basically solar in 99%. Demand it is put into storage, and from storage you can then make the hydrogen. Yesterday I had a dialogue with a Swiss company who wished to buy hydrogen. They wish to pay as high as $3.8 per liter if it is green hydrogen. If it is black hydrogen, they only wish to pay $1.8 to $2. It means that by buying the electricity from TNB and only get 1.8, there's no money in it. but the renewable energy sector can get 3.8. That means storage of the renewable energy is everything. The surplus for the big system, that means the whole of Malaysia, should be turned into hydrogen and methanol. I started to say, and I will end by saying this, we do not belong on this hill next to TNB and Petronas. We do not belong there. We are not that big. But we have the technology, and they want it. This is one of the reasons why we are here. Thank you for watching my presentation.